Hello, welcome back to our channel. This is the Gem podcast, and my name is Princess, and I have
You have Felix.
Felix.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, you have Felix. Yeah. I was checking out something now. I was like, yeah, you're like, I'm there. You have Felix. Yeah.
Every time we always do this,
Uh,
but no, next time,
Princess, come on, I'm
don't worry, you're going to
improving
pay
now.
money.
Tell them that I'm improving.
Yeah.
I'm trying. They should go and watch the old videos. Yeah, they will know that I'm trying. I'm trying very well.
Oh my
Seriously
God.
trying.
You're really trying.
Exactly.
Well,
Thank you.
welcome back to our channel, to the Gem podcast. Today we're going to be discussing about something that maybe a whole lot of people do not know about, but I know that maybe another majority, and I think the majority that would be in this shoe would be like, the elderly people. You know what I mean, Felix?
Yeah.
But before we go to the topic, we want to say thank you for our last video. We've seen how well it has gone and how it has, we got a lot of review, but unfortunately they didn't put those reviews on the video.
Yeah.
They actually texted us either through WhatsApp, through Facebook,
Or through somebody that knows somebody that knows you.
Yes, exactly. And they say, "Oh my God, we love those. We love the video, and we love what you guys talked about, and this is our take on it." And I'm like, please, can you just put it in the comment section below? It would help us so that this video can go to other people that needs to hear about this. I actually had a review from a very good friend of mine. He actually said something. Let's just touch it a bit. Okay. He said, "Hey, look, when he was coming down to Germany, they actually formed a WhatsApp group. And I don't know if we spoke about that we actually do need WhatsApp group for these people, Facebook group for these people, to give them good orientation on when they are coming and what their mindset should be like." And he was like, they created a WhatsApp group. Now, years down, in Germany, he found out, or he is seeing that most of the girls in that group are either pregnant, they're all baby mamas now, and it's not because they came down here because they wanted to be baby mamas, but they had this mindset that if school does not work, the other one would work. And looking at him, he's actually doing well for himself. No baby mama attached to him or anything. But
does that mean doing well?
Most of us.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Sorry. I mean, doing well in the sense that he's through with school and he's working.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, and without that attachment of going down another path. I'm not going to say baby mama, but going down another path.
I understand what you mean,
Yeah, but it's also not easy. It's just like how I told you. It's also not easy. Even as a single girl, it's also not easy not thinking about that mindset. But most of them jump through because they think, if I go this way, this way, which is wrong. Yeah. So want to say thank you once again. Please leave your comments in the video. Please do subscribe. Please. Okay, I think we'll just give you like 10 seconds to click on the red button. It's not going to take anything. Just click on the red button and turn on the notification bell so that you could get this video anytime we upload, once every week, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're working on that.
I think we'll improve on that.
We are going to improve on that.
Okay, and then we'll just get this rolling. So, with that said, thank you for joining the Gem family. Let's kick on. Our topic today is going to be
organization. If you're staying here in Germany, they call it Verein or Verein, organizations. We want to jump into that topic because I think from our last discussion, we say something. There's a very nice Igbo proverb for the reason why we're discussing this topic. It says something like mafia. Yeah, one tree can never make a forest. Okay, we need each other, whether we like it or not. If you have 1 billion in your account, you need your neighbor. You need the next person standing close to you. Okay, exactly. And Princess, I think before the video, we were before we started recording, we were debating on how do you define an organization? Okay.
This thing that you said, that one stick doesn't make a bush, right? Yeah. Like when I came to Germany, I was in a household where the mindset was you don't need African people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You don't need your own people.
Yeah.
And it's not only that household where I was from.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of us. Okay, we all know that we have downsides to that, because our African people, or I would just say Nigerian
experience
people, it's like they would either want to bring you down or something, but do not forget that everywhere that there is a bad person, there's also a good person.
Yes.
I had Nigerians helping me. I have people who care about me all the time.
Yeah.
Look at our colleagues from,
from the work. Yeah, from the work.
Yeah. From our work. Yeah. They love me. They call me all the time. They want to check up on me. It's not like maybe they do not have a bad. Of course they do, but we know that for every side of a person there is a good and there is bad. Yeah. But this mindset that when we come down to Obodo Ibo, we should stay clear of our people.
Be careful of Nigerians. Don't do anything with Nigerians.
Don't do anything with them. Like, hey.
And the funny thing, even sometimes people who are not living here are even the ones advising you to do that. Continue, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, I think I heard about an Igbo man who died. I think that was last 2 months. Do you know what Igbo people in Germany did for this guy? And they said he has been here for a long time. But you could see people coming from Bayam. I think we spoke about it now, that you said you heard that your group people were coming down to
I heard about it, yeah.
Or for his wake keep.
Bless you.
Sorry, for his wake keep. And thank you. And this is a man that has been here for a long time, and everybody has such good things to say about him. Guess if that man was not in an organization.
Yeah.
I could deal with it now.
Yeah.
That's it. Like they'll just bury him out and let him stay there. But you see, organizations actually are here to help.
Okay.
And that's what they're meant to be or do, actually.
Yeah.
So I mean, your question was,
what is an organization? It's like
I mean, organization, I think it's like a group of people, right, coming together, having a certain goal or setting a goal that they want to achieve, not only for themselves, but also that will benefit the members and probably people outside if they want to do some charity work or not. So I think
if they have gemeinsame Ziel, like common goal, something they want to achieve all together, something they would like to get and all, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So that's what an organization is.
I think that defines it. Just like a group of people having common goal. So Princess, how does the organizations function here? That would be our first questions. Or for the people listening, how do you get an organization running in Germany?
Okay, I think if you guys are like 3 to 7, I think 7 is the number. You could you've come together. You want to do something for yourself. You guys have a goal. Let me use a personal experience.
Okay.
Like in Marburg, here where I am, we're students. As a student, my very good friend actually formed the students group here in Marburg.
Okay.
And when he did, he just did it with his friends, and from there he would see you, he would say hello, hi, you can join the WhatsApp group where Nigerian people. So what we did was that we just made sure we communicated, or we are communicating with each other. If there is summer or Christmas or stuff, we could gather together, do things together. If one person had problems that we know about, we'll just try and see how we can help. And if not, but the thing is communication, right? Key. If you say you have problems, of course, 1 or 2 persons will come out and see how they can help. But at the same time, the group is not registered. It's not registered. But then, because there is another bigger body for Nigerian students in Germany, which wants to suck us in them. And the group is actually saying they do not want that. I don't know if you understand. The smaller group is saying we do not want that because what the bigger body is doing, the smaller body is already doing it. You just have to register. And which is sorry, which is also okay to be able to go and register. So that means registering is when you have a certain amount of members. I think the smallest amount is 7. You have a goal. You write down your constitution of what that goal entails in your group or in the organization that you want to form. Then you go down to Google or you go down to the Amt and go and register. It's very simple to register, but you have to show them your constitution, what you've written, what you want to do, and when they accept it, bam, it's done. It's really that simple. But at the end of the day, you have to have something that they would look at and say, okay, this is actually a goal that is,
Let us also scare the people a little bit. It's not that simple. There's also work. You have to write a comprehensive constitution. It's not just like putting one on one together. You have to also inform yourself. There are some examples you get on Google on how you can write your constitution. Like Princess already said, you have to have a member with common goal. The reason I just jumped in now into that part of common goal is that I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we normally make. Okay, you must not have everybody. That's the biggest mistake we normally make. You must not have everybody. You need people with common goal to register it. You guys have to be able to work together because there's a lot of work there. You need to find people who are ready to go on that journey with you, and then you submit it. And it goes through a lot of screening. Okay, like it's Amtsgericht. It's just like the court here. So they are going to definitely go through that constitution. Somebody's going to read it through. They might send you letters telling you to correct some stuffs, and then once you register it, you're good to go. So there you have an organization. But I think it's also important to mention, I think you already mentioned it, the registration is one part, but you already made a mention about that you guys had an organization that you didn't register. So it's also possible to have your organization which is not registered, okay? But they have advantages and disadvantages, and we still get to talk about it. I think most of the students group, I don't know, we also had one in Heidelberg where I studied, but it was mainly for Africans, and it wasn't registered, but it was registered with the university as an organization under the university, organization in the university. So I think that's also what gave it also a stronghold. But like, it's normally advised to register your organization. We can talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So, Prince, I don't know. You can start also. You are in some registered organizations, you yourself, yeah. Exactly. So
yeah, I am. I'm also in the African organization here, and they're also registered, which is a whole just like what you said. Yeah, there are advantages to it. I think it's the disadvantages to it are not that much if you do exactly what it is that you're supposed to do. Being in a so to speak in a registered organization is more or less very nice. That means you can get grants from the state, from where you are, or the region where you are. You can also get grants from there in doing practically anything that you want to do. There are also, of course, many liability risks which are limited to the association's assets, which is why the liability risks for members and board members are, so to speak, significantly reduced or partially excluded. So if the organization is a non-profit organization, right, and the status of the association is recognized by the tax authorities, or so to speak, the association benefits from a number of tax advantages. For example, all activities of the association are exempt from corporate income tax. I don't know if you understand, or trade tax, or sales tax, and donations can be deducted. Yeah, so a registered association can apply for legal aid or for legal disputes. And also, the appearance in the form of an association has an advantage or positive effect on companies. Yeah.
Sort of like it's recognized, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that means if there are some things that they want to do, and since they are registered, they could go to the companies to ask for help. It's like a give and take. That means they will tell the company, you do this for me, why I do this for you. That means I can share your flyers, I can let people know, or you guys could come and do advertisements where we are, or stuff like that. Like, for example, here in Marburg, they do this 3 days African festival fest where they cook and they display some artist work or so. I don't bring money for such things because the Staat gives money for that. They just say, you guys want to cook, you can cook, here's the money for it. And then we do all those things, we bring all those things and we display, and people come to the tent, they buy those food. That means you're making money from there. They buy some of the Kunstwerk, the artistic work, the earrings, the bangles and stuff like that, and they take it home and you make money from there. You want to run a very big fest, and you go to companies, airlines, because your organization is
registered.
You tell them, hey, could you guys give us or how can you support us? And then they would actually, even if it's just 10 euros. I'm just saying, but they would. Most of them would. I mean,
the companies also need those. They also need it to be registered, because at the end of the day, they should be able to also tell the government this money that left the company. Okay, they also need it for their own tax return. Okay, this money that left this company, we gave it to this organization, and they can. And in some cases, you as an organization can write them a receipt that you received this donation or this grant from them, which they can also submit to the government, proving that. So there's a lot of advantages to registering your organization. But I think there are also some African organizations here who prefer not to be registered. I think sometimes, what do you think? Let me come with a theory. Correct me. Sometimes I feel it's more of laziness. What do you think? Or the language barrier? Because I just feel like I've gone through that process of registering an organization, and it's a lot of work. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of intellectual work whereby you have to sit down and work. And I think sometimes it scares people off from being able to go to that level, register it, do the work involved, in it. Or
and what about if they're registered?
What do you mean by what about? I don't understand the question. Come again.
Okay, are you talking right now about already registered?
I'm talking about why some African organizations are not registered, because I know there are some organizations here who just refuse to register themselves, and most of the time the excuses I hear is just like, okay, the language, that I definitely understand, and it's also a lot of work. It's a lot of work, like I already mentioned. It's a lot of intellectual work whereby you have to sit down and write those stuffs. And they prefer just to get the donation from their members and see how far they can do with those donations they're getting from their members. Or maybe they don't have someone that is going to sit down at the end of the day and do the tax returns. I know it's already a lot of process, but sometimes they just look at all those things and then they prefer to remain unregistered. But like you already mentioned, there's a lot of advantages when you register your organizations. when you get all these grants, but there is also work involved. You have to sit down and do the work. You have to sit down and do the work. You can't escape the work.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I think. I mean, I can't talk for those guys. Why they've not registered their organizations? I could say for those ones who have registered their organizations and how they did it. I think what made it more clear to me was in two organizations where I
Can you push
am
up your
in,
mic
and
a
I
bit?
saw the way a friend.
Your mic.
Oh, sorry. The way a friend of mine actually, tried to work for the organization. He made sure it was registered. It took a lot of work. Of course, it's not as easy as it is. And this organization is with more than like 5,000 people, and it's a big organization. Yeah, but he made sure he put everything together and then submitted, and of course it was accepted. But then if the other ones are lazy, I do not think that language should be put into a case of why an organization is not being formed or being registered. You're already in a country that doesn't speak the language that you speak. You know that. You know that. I mean, if you're in a country that does not speak the language that you speak, you came down here, you knew that. And Germany makes it clear that German is their official language. There is, I know many people will not understand. They will say, the language is hard. The language, I'm not a language person. I hear a lot of things.
You're not a language person.
I'm not good with the language. I'm still not good with the language, but I'm still making efforts. Like you can't tell me that you're not a language person. And you're just 25, you're 28, you're 29, you're 30. So
who is not a language person? Yeah, you're right. I've heard that excuse before.
Ejimasu Yoruba, Ejimasu Pidgin, Ejimasu English, Asugam German, Elengam Spanish. Hello, who's a language person? I'm not a language person, of course not. No. But I'm in a country that is not my father's country. And I want to be able to move. And I want to be able to know when somebody says, put a gun to her head. I want to know that. I want to know when they say, sell her.
This is, I understand, but the problem they normally have is just like, they tell you, okay, the person can speak, but it's that part of the reading and the writing. I think that's most of the time the problem. Let me say something in their defense, okay? Some of them have these ideas, but let me use it in this way. The person didn't actually, maybe in some cases, didn't actually get and the basic education in Nigeria. So even writing it in English is already a problem. Okay, let's start with the language. So the person can read and write that very good, but has a very wonderful idea on how to register an organization or would like to get another organization.
They can get somebody.
Yeah, there you're right. But I'm just like trying to say, like, some of them would be like, we don't want all these things. We don't want to. We have our goal. We want to come together, donate our money, and run our stuff. Okay, it's just you are right in everything you said. Let me say it this way, but just in their defense,
But I would say, at the end of the day, right? Somebody has to be accountable for whatever happens in that organization, and when or if it is when it is legally,
if it's registered, it's recognized,
registered, right? Yeah, then the people would have.
There will definitely be security. Yeah.
A sense of security, and say, okay, if we put money into this organization, if we put 1 naira, 2 euros, 3 euros, if somebody's going to run with it,
not just knowing, the government will look for the person for you.
We know where he's coming from. Yes, exactly. So at least I want to be in an organization that I know that it's not a pick and run. I will give a personal experience, right? When the body of sorry, I think,
when the body of
See, you're going to take this part out. You're going to take this part out. Let me put on my charger.
Okay,
I
no problem.
totally
No problem.
that I didn't charge my phone. Okay. So when the body of the students, the big body of the student organization wanted a smaller body, that means Marburg, to join them, I had already heard cases of Zurushi, this and this before. And in defense of my group, I went against it. I asked the guy, I said, he's a wonderful friend now. He was so calm because I was firing him shots, and I did not. When you're here already, you would not care. Nobody's gonna slap you. You can say actually what's on your mind. And I said, why do you guys want us to join you? For what reason? Is it for monetary reason? Is it for monetary reason that when we donate, you take it, you don't give us accounts about what it is and where it's going? He was like, no. I said, but I've heard that the person there before you had taken money, had gone out, had done this and done that, and he calmly explained what it was, that it was so, yes, but now it's getting better and stuff like that. Yeah. And he registered that group this time around. And
exactly.
Now there is
nobody can run with your
now
money
there is
when you register the group, yeah.
Yes, and now there is transparency, and that person
but it's
actually ran
normal.
with the money.
That's why that's the risk there, because when you run an organization that is not recognized by the government, you can't bring in the government when someone runs with your money. It's just like as if you rent, you like lend the person the money privately. It doesn't know who cares. But if it's an organization, okay, it's already written in the constitution how much you guys bring in. There's a bank account. Even in the constitution, you have to write how many people can pull some money out of the bank account and all those things. So that the person, they will look for the person, and you are also covered in some cases. In some cases, the government might even give you back that money because there is already an insurance, depending if you have that insurance for all those stuffs. But they take care of it. But if you don't register it, you expose yourself to all those danger.
Yeah, but there's also another part to it. It's with the African organizations, because I think it's either someone is trying to make the other people look like fools, or someone is actually trying to play a fast one and say, or try and be ignorant and say we do not know about this benefits that we might get.
No, I'm not following.
I don't know if you understand.
I'm not following.
Therefore, I believe. Okay, look. You said accountability,
exactly.
like I said, you said accountability. The government can be able to give them that money back if somebody runs away with it. But then you have to, your group has to be transparent, has to be straight. You have to do your taxes right. So this is where we're coming into the disadvantages. That registered groups are not straight.
But they're not straight.
They're still registered, knowing fully well that there is supposed to be accountability and transparency, but there is none.
But I think
that's where I'm coming in.
I think you're moving on to our next chapter where we want to discuss about the problems of African organizations here. Because you're now going on them directly to say, okay, even when they are registered officially, they still don't do their job. Okay, I will allow you to continue. Let's continue there, because
But then I think I would go about
disadvantages. Yeah, I think
right, like the challenge of building reserves, right, is much more difficult for a non-profit organization. I could break that down. Like if you tell our Nigerian people, pay for 5 euros or 10 euros, to build a reserve bank for maybe one of those goals that we had. For example, someone is sick, if someone needs help, if someone is getting married, if someone is having a birthday, or if you want to do a party, so that I won't bring that out of my pockets. They would refuse. They would not bring it. They will be like, someone collect money from us. You understand that kind of thing? They'll be like, no, I beg. You know, they would not want to do something that is active, like monetary wise, right? So it's a challenge of building a reserve in
Are you talking about a registered one or unregistered one now? Let me understand. For the boats, okay. Yeah, okay.
I think the boats. Yes, for the both. And for some that there is membership fee, the amount of membership fees is limited. Yeah? And as associations in Germany, they are forbidden to exclude large parts of the population from membership due to high membership fees, so to speak. So this is also related to the tax advantages as an association and what they enjoy. And if it is being done like that, I think then the disadvantage then comes in when you pay for membership, right? It should be written down.
That's the advantage of registering. Like I said, like I said before,
that's the advantage
you submit it to a court. It's not to your friend. A court reads through it. These are experienced people who have registered a lot of organizations. They are going to read that constitution, block those loopholes, whereby it's either, like you mentioned, if the fee is too high, they will tell you to reduce it. They will send it back to you, tell you you are even going to pay for that, to spend some money, to register it. If all these things Princess already mentioned now is going to be a problem, okay? Who is in charge of the cash? How do you guys run your finance? How much do you donate? How much? It's all those things. They normally screen it, go through it, because they have already had enough experiences where people look for loopholes in such registration or in such organizations.
Yes.
And then they will run away with the money. That's the advantage there. There won't be any discussion on come, let us share our money. In some cases, the organization will write it in their constitution. If there is this reserve, like Princess mentioned, and the organization to come to an end or is disbanded at the end of the day, I don't know which English is correct for it, but what will happen to the money? They normally have all those things written. But when it's just like, I don't know, I think it's also from that faith part of like our belief coming from our home, whereby I'm looking at you, I'm like, we also do it with our politicians. Oh, this man looks like a good man. You don't know that person. What the person will do the next minute when the person is facing a very serious challenge, you can't say. So you need a constitution to hold the person in line. It's not a personal stuff. It's not, that's why I brought in Nigerian there. A constitution is needed there to guide the people working there. Whether another person comes in 20 years' time, there's a constitution holding that person to accountability. Exactly. Whether you like it or not, it's not be a good person, be a wonderful person, but at the end of the day, you need a constitution to hold the person down.
I think our problem is personal. We take everything personal. Like we try to talk to someone. If, for example, I am in an organization, a Nigerian organization, and I'm in there, and as a young person, I'm being taken up. I took up a seat. It would be so hard to tell the other person what it is that he or she is doing wrong, because the first thing they will tell you is, you're insulting me, sir. It is not a personal matter. We're talking about something that's going to push each and every one of us forward. I do not know why so to speak, elders need to respect the fact that when it comes to matters that does not pertain to, if you're my father, if you're my mother, that it is not about insult. It is not about elderliness. You're older than me. I'm not older than. No. It is about what is it that we can do to make sure that we move forward. We are having organizations here in Germany from Nigeria that, even though they wrote a goal, but it is not functioning. That goal is not functioning. If the goal is not functioning for you as a member, it's not going to function for people outside. Like, we have organizations that just there to come together and
now we are
something
there.
Like that.
Now we are there.
Now we are there. when we're supposed to be focused on cultural activities, on things that are going to make us like not only gain, but make us think of how we're going to make it forward. Look, I don't know if you've seen, like, let us take the Chinese or the
I think
or our
Turkey would
counterparts
from the
from
people
Tokai,
from Turkey
right?
would be a very wonderful
Yeah,
example.
Turkey would be a good
Because
one,
let me just
right?
jump in. So for people that are just joining, that are also following us up, we're talking about the problems in African and Nigerian organizations now. Continue with your example of Turkey.
Like, we have these people creating businesses, not for you, not for me, but for them. Like, if you go to the Tokai shops, your donor lad,
Yes.
you're not seeing me and you in there.
Yes.
Like students coming to work for 450 euros. You are seeing people from the Tokai who cannot even speak the language, but they are there. That means they are creating revenue, not only for themselves and for those people who they employed and their families. They're creating revenue for that state
from the government
where they are in Germany. They are creating employment. They're creating revenue. They're also creating empowerment, giving the other people empowerment. So if their organization, because I do not understand that somebody will wake up today and open a donor lab here. He must have gotten that money from somewhere. It's not possible. It's not as easy as people think to just open up a shop all of a sudden. They have to get it from somewhere. And it is an organization that works. When somebody tells me mafia, I'm like, what is mafia there if it's not there to empower you? I was talking to somebody, the person was like, I think it's mafia. And I was like, but that mafia, it didn't work.
You know, say our own mafia now to go begin killing people. I don't know if you saw this video in DBI why they were carrying machete. I'm like, our own is always like, look for this guy insult me. Why exactly? Why you go talk to my girl? This not my blah blah. At the end of the day, it's not working. We have a lot of organizations here.
Working. It's not making us move forward. I was talking to, we have this organization that I just joined. I mean, I've not till now known anything that they've done. I mean, they just came to Germany, but they're a good example of this thing they were talking about. Like, they said, hey, if you have an idea, you come down, we see the idea that you have, maybe we'll support you, you open it. And I'm like, have you noticed that we're here in Germany? It's not we're in UK or something. This Frankfurt, and there's no hairdresser. I'm tired of doing my hair myself. I'm tired of losing my hair myself. There's some people that don't want to lose their hair myself. I do not have the strength to lose my hair myself. I want somebody to wash my hair. But we all know that Germany is not like in Nigeria where somebody can wake up and you just open your own hair salon. Here you have to go through a whole lot of stuff. And not only that, when you open the shop, you have to make sure that your capital so that it can hold you for a while. When you tell people that, they will say, your fellow African will come spoil them for you. Because when they come to that shop, the person doing the hair will tell the next person, you pay 100 euros for hair, come my house, so I go. But, and I tell them the whole time that it doesn't have to be that expensive. It doesn't. People keep saying it's only when you do 200. Well, how will I pay for shop? And I'm like, if you make it as flat rate as possible, of course, not 10 euros, but you make it you make it okay for people. They would come in there, bring their children in there. You would have Stammkunde that would come in and make their hair, and then that person can
you are back to that person. I'll have to stop you there, Princess. You are back to that person. We are not talking about one person. That's the problem we have there. It's always like people running on their own ideas.
This is what I'm saying.
You run on your own ideas, but let's stick to our topic today. Mafia. Like, I love the example you gave about it, people from Turkey, okay? And that's like, you see example of organization running. Another counterpart is also the Chinese, let me say the Asians. You see it also working there. But the problem is that's where I have a very huge issue with African organizations here. Africans have been here for years. What I mean, what are you talking about? 30
They're
years, talking about more than that.
That's what some of them will. That's what some of them will.
Africa has been here. We've been here for a long time. Okay, let's say some of those organizations, they've registered it for more than 20 to 30 years. My question most of the time is like, what are they doing? We find out if you understand, do you even have shame? No, I don't mean it as an insult. If you don't have the shame, I have the shame. If those people running those organizations, if they don't have the shame, I have the shame. I have the shame in the sense like, you guys have been here for such a long time. Okay, let's say you became so active, you registered an organization. Most of organization with identity stuff, it's always like cultural. Okay, let's say now most of the time we are doing, if you ask most of the Nigerian associations, they will be doing something cultural. If you come to the Igbo side, it's always like Christmas, they will kill a goat, they will call together and they will come and dance for Celebe, dance Oliver, and go home. Okay, okay, that's a critic. There is also advantage. They donate a lot of money. In some cases, when someone gives birth to a new child, they also visit the person and give the person some money. Okay, it's an advantage. It's going to help out the person. Okay, you have a new baby. It's a lot of expenses, but don't also forget we're in Germany. The government is also covering some of those expenses. But let me not go in there. Okay. There are the advantages, like you mentioned. This guy died. Sometimes they donate the money and carry the person back to Nigeria. These are the advantages, but we need more than that to survive here. You guys have been here for like 30 years. You have organizations. Your kids are going to grow up here. I've said it last time we recorded. 80% of those kids are not going to Nigeria. What are you? Okay, you're trying to promote your culture here. What are you living here for them? You're talking about even Tokai and shops. Let me tell you something I saw in... I've forgotten the name. It's close to this thing, Hebron. I came to a Nigerian church. It's a redeemed church. We are there hitting Father Lord, cast away every demon. We are going to cast them. It's good. We have to cast them. I came to a church. All due respect to a church. We are praying seriously, okay? Just the next building, I saw a lot of cars stopping there. I was like, what are they doing there? And I noticed exactly, these were Turkish kids. So I went close to the place. I was like, what are they doing there? They said, the parents have an organization and they pay monthly to this organization so these kids can come there and learn the language. Not only learn the language there, so they also get to know each other. So that means every child attending that school knows mostly the Turkish, his or her Turkish counterparts living there in this city. So as we are praying here for the devil, to cast out our demons, they are already paying their money there to cast it out. So, what are we doing? Culture doesn't mean only party or like killing the goat. Culture means also promoting your language. Culture means also building a stable economy for the people from this area, for the people, and it just pains a lot when you think about it. Seriously, because Princess, I believe the support you and I should have gotten when we came here, we didn't get it. And the people coming today, if you learn tomorrow, you will not get it. Somebody told me very funny, and it seems like to be a special problem with Germany. Somebody said when he came to, I think the person went to Italy, he was like, he was received. I don't know if it's Italy or Greece. He felt like he was received by the Nigerian community there. I think that's something we lack here. We don't even, the problem is repeating itself. New Nigerians are going to come. They are going to make the same mistakes you made 30 years ago. What are those organizations doing there to correct those stuffs? I know it's just like as if I'm just ranting and complaining. What am I doing? What am I doing? You guys don't even allow new people coming in to bring in new ideas. Just like sitting down there answering president in Germany. President, I better continue. I just like...
President in Germany, but you will not let if your group cannot do something, why don't you allow other groups do something? That's where I go by saying they take things personal. Brothers and sisters, Personalizing things, thinking that it is being stepping on your toe, doesn't make you anybody, doesn't make you God. You're actually nobody. You're nothing. You're just a human being who has refused to move the people that you're leading to a path that would make sense. That means trying new things. That means, hey, setting a goal for those people and saying, I have so people in this organizations organization. What can I do to better not only their lives but their family? The funniest part is that when people pray, they pray that God should bless me. I pray that God should bless me so that the people around me can get that blessing, because that's the only way. I can't be blessed for myself, because the person who blessed me was blessed. That's why I got that blessing from that person. God never comes down from heaven to bless you. Chineke. He uses people. But that's what people do not understand. He uses people. Next thing, in short, in this country, no, and in this life. And it's what is devil. But devil used something to enter you. He didn't do it by himself. You know, and when we're talking about educating our children, putting them in a space where you will see a child born here by a Nigerian father and mother will tell you that I've never eaten a egusi soup before. Man, she wonyara. Are you normal? Somebody will tell me it's preference, but I'm like, yeah, it's exactly preference, because there is something that went wrong. Like,
went wrong.
They don't like that kind of
thing.
So what they like?
Something went wrong there, whether you like it or not. Don't take it personal, but something went wrong. The truth about the matter, Princess, if it happens to your child tomorrow, or if it happens to my child tomorrow, something went wrong. Let's come on. The funny part is that personal part you are complaining. Personal part, it gets me so pissed off. Princess, we are still complaining about politicians here in Europe, but we repeat the same character. You are the president of this association for the past 10 years. Sorry, it's over. Go. You should know time to drop it off. We need a new idea. I remember I was heading the African Association then in Heidelberg. I think I was close to, I was about to conclude my studies there. But I was still going to stay in that city for the next 2 years or a year or thereabout. I don't know. I think a year. I called a meeting. I was like, I'm handing over. I tried to convince someone else to take it over. The person was like, yeah, I'm handing over. Princess, it doesn't mean I didn't have new ideas, but my ideas were, sorry, I don't have the time again to invest there. Somebody with fresh idea can take it over.
Do you know the funniest part? I am facing the same thing right now. Like, I have tried to convince people to
somebody
take
has
over.
To do it.
Everybody's like, nah, I'm busy. And I'm like, because every idea that you've brought out is not like it's been tackled or it's been taken away. It's just like the people seem to have what we spoke in the beginning, the feeling that I do not need to associate with my people. That is where everything is still going back to. I do not feel the need to associate with my people. I was really impressed. I told you now, when I went to the Igbo community, I was impressed. Like, I got in there, they put in like a raffle where you pay 50 euros and 3 people win every year that get 500,000 naira. It's not a lot of money you put in euros, but it's an amount of money, for 3 people every year. But those 3 people would not win next year. So they do this, right? And they're always there. Like, you want to have something, you come, you give your plan, and then they see to it. If most of the groups would do like this, even though they are doing it on a small scale, but what about if most of the groups would do like this? If some people have an idea and say, I want to open a restaurant. There is no restaurant. There are no things here for
you have to.
It's not like this is our country, but we want to move
These
forward.
People you give example, is it their country? It's not their country.
There are no. Okay. Check out if you go to shopping malls, you see Indian shops, with their clothes and everything. But
I think
if you go to
let's
Belgium,
focus on that Germany part.
Why is
it's just Germany? Like I don't understand.
There's nothing
Seriously.
here. There is nothing here. It's like something is. Is it that
no,
the
Princess?
People don't understand what they will
I think the problem is most of the time those people on top. I think they are mostly the time because they are repeating that stuff.
Or they know, Yeah, they know what organizations here in Germany can do, but they refuse, or they want to play dumb to the people. That's what I'm feeling, because organization in Germany, ordinary a student organization. I'm calling, for example, Independence Day or something. You go to the school, you tell them, hey, I'm inviting you. They'll be like, wow. And I'm not even registered. They'll be like, wow, okay.
They will give you money. We always got funds.
Is there any way we can help?
We just need to tell them what we needed.
Yeah. They would give you, yeah, you just tell them what you need, and then they would put it down, and then they would give you money for it. And you'll be surprised that you're not even registered and you're getting money. Now talk about when you're registered. You are eligible to a lot of things. I told you about the last month was Pride Month, and Marburg was celebrating 800 years Marburg. And I had to go and work, you know how far, there. And then it was a group of pride, like queer people, And I had to, work with them. And while I was on that table, like 3 days, I was with these people. I was like, wow, I was blown. I was like, these are different groups. This is queer, this is LGBT, this is lesbian, this is gay. And they are from various organizations, various workplaces. That means Diaconry, Red Cross. They're from different workplaces. They all come to a table with their coffee. They discuss, because that organization has received money from the state to be able to gather only information. It's not about bring this person and this person together. No, just to gather information on how to make that community more better. And they collect what I heard. Hey, what I heard. And they 220, 200,000.
You'll be surprised.
Just for information.
The funny thing about it. You see this thing you mentioned now? I have some friends there.
And these are just organizations like they build houses.
Of course.
They renovate their houses, not with their money. The state give them money to renovate.
The state wants people to do it keeps people busy. Okay, let me come back to your example with the queer people, okay? Do you know the fun? You see all those different organizations. If I tell you the conflicts you meet in between them, you run. Seriously. Oh my God, you will run away. But they know when to keep those things aside and fight for common goal. I love that common goal.
Yes.
Something we want together. But like I said, it's always like, I don't know where it's coming from, but I feel like, I was discussing with a friend last night. He was like, in his organization, they were like, they were asking, why are we not getting people? Why are people not interested in joining us? And he asked the question, and he asked me also a question now. Why should I join you? What are you going to bring to me if I join you? First of all, let's start from with what you said at the beginning. You already be advised in Nigeria not to mix up with your own people. Okay, let's say you got here and things change.
Even here,
but those things they say to you, are also seeing it here. Your own people are not even ready to help you. You are not seeing any form of like serious help. The help you are getting is individual helps, and in most cases, individual helps, whether you like it or not, you're going to pay back. You know what I mean? But there's nothing like structural in such a way that you, as a Nigerian student now, you're coming into the city. There is already a Nigerian group there, or there are Africans there. Welcome. You can meet us. We can try to guide you through. Princess, let me give you I always come back to this situation with Ukrainians. You know, when this fight started, they came here. There was already a structure. There was already organization that spoke Russian. They picked them up. They took them to the city. They registered. They helped them out. We don't have it anywhere. I don't know. Please, if you know somewhere it exists in Germany for Nigerians or for Africans, please tell me. I would like to go and interview them. Because you don't get it. You come, we are repeating, like I said before, we repeat the same mistakes. The mistakes the Nigerians made or the Africans made 1990, we are still repeating it today. Or else you are lucky you met someone who gave you like some directions and then you come out of it. But if not, we don't. and all those people there, and you're like, what am I going to get from your organization? No, you'll be coming to meeting, you'll be donating the money, and we'll kill our goats and we'll dance. And if you die, we'll carry you home. Or if your wife gives birth to child, you get some money. Sorry, what about for the people who are not yet let me say ready to die, or who are not yet ready to give birth to children? No, seriously, what are they going to gain? Or are they going to gain from your eating enjoying the end of the year party? What are they gaining at the moment? You should be able to present something good, and then we'll see how we work on it. But like I said, it's more of personal prestige, because I notice it also in the city I'm living now. The African Association here, I refuse personally not to go there. What's the reason? I notice more like personal ego and personal prestige for the people running it. They feel so comfortable walking around. Oh, this guy, he's in charge of this group. Yes, I'm in charge of this group. What has this group done for the past how many years? Oh, we organize African tag. I'm like, really? Is that the only problem Africans have here? Princess.
Here, my city is practically the same thing. Like, what they do is that they get in there to find a way to enter the Behörde, and from Behörde they enter the Landtag. On Landtag Wahl, and
it's more of a personal use.
Come to the group and say vote for me. I'm like,
exactly.
Stop it! I don't know you. I don't know you. Amamge, you just come into the group, you do, you become a president or whatever it is, or secretary or this, and then they call me and say, Princess, come and be the vice president. And then they change it and say, Princess, please come and be the secretary. And I'm like, I come into the African group, and all you guys speak is
exactly. Okay.
You're forgetting that Africa is filled up with a whole lot of other countries. And you will tell them, you say, hey, please, I don't understand. And then they'll be like, oh, and Julie, go make it. Sorry, we'll speak English. Or je vais Dutch. One of damn, Französisch. And I'm like, why am I sitting down here? Why am I having conversations with people who said that we are having the same?
Don't even understand what they are doing.
Move according to that goal that they set, or that is supposed to be guiding us. And then they would only call you when it comes to, they want to show how filthy the group is. When they want to show the German people and say, hey, it's an African group, we are from a lot of countries, then they will start calling you to come in so that they can. It's just like when I was singing for a theater. The theater did not give a toot about anybody, right? I noticed it, but they would call me and say, please come, so that on that, you know now you have to write something to be able to
of course out. Now, feel fat.
This theater group is filled up with,
exactly. I know
let's say people from different countries. Yeah. That's what these African groups are doing. Like, they are not there to help. They are not there to give information out. They are just
personal agenda.
You know, everybody's pursuing their own goal instead of instead of a togetherness goal. Instead of pursuing how, okay, you stayed in Marburg for so long. Why is there no African shop here? Why can somebody if I have that goal to want to open something like a restaurant or a African shop or even a hair salon. I do not have to run it. I do not have to run it. I have to bring in the idea. An idea alone is enough to set up something. An idea, and somebody picks it up for there and say, okay, we get a shop. Right? That's where it can start from. This African gets a shop.
I'm with you.
People who do hair. Do you understand what I mean? They employ African people who do hair. This one has his barbing salon in there. The ladies doing washing and setting. And they pay them their money because you have to pay them their money. It's not that because African people do not want to pay money, but you have to pay them money.
Some of them can even run it as, I'm being honest with you, as Aaron Amtlische. You know what I mean? It's possible as volunteer work. It's possible. All those things, but all those ideas are there. First of all, you don't register the association. You can't get all those grants from the government. Secondly, you can't run it because you have to do your tax returns. There are like all those things in front of you, but all those ideas, the African shop, there was an organization I worked for. It's also like, just like Eingetragene Verein, a registered organization. It's not more than it. But do you know these people have a second-hand shop? Let me tell you what they do with the finance from second-hand shop. People come to that second-hand shop, they pick up clothes, they pay. Okay, the second-hand shops, it's just like they made it like free for the refugees. So a refugee can go there and pick up free clothes. But if you're not a refugee, if you go in there, if you're not a refugee, if you go in there, you have to pay. And do you know what they're using that money to do? They use that money that they collect there, that they make there, to pay some of them there who wants to be paid, and the next money, the remaining of the money, they use it to pay for another job. And what do you think is the job of the person? To advise refugees on some topics. Do you see how they are making the money, diverting it, pushing it in somewhere into something else, growing their community? It's not just about even the barber shop. You can pay the salary. With the gain, you can use it to promote your people. You can use it to open other businesses. And as an organization, you have these advantages. You write a new constitution, you update your constitution and move on. But like you already mentioned, I notice it's more of like personal pride. How do I feel? How do I grow myself? This small girl, you are insulting me. It's not an insult. If I come to your house and insult you, I have a problem. If I see you on the street and insult you, there's a problem. But we are there for official reasons. This person that is insulting you didn't call you stupid or foolish. No, there's no stupid or foolish there. It's just that the person is criticizing your work. Critic phase. You should be able to accept critics and know when to go. That's my focus today. Let me be honest with you, Princess. Know when to go. You can't be that for a long time. Whether they like it or not, that's something I want to also make clear. Whether they like it or not, they need new brains. I realized at the moment, let me bring you my example then at the university. I realized at the moment I'm done with my studies. I'm no more, my brain is not anymore that fresh. I don't know what the struggle of a new student is anymore. I don't know that. Sorry, I've been there for some years. I have my work, I have my contacts, I have my networks. Okay, you understand? If I come out and shout, people will run to me. So I don't know the struggle of a new student anymore. I can bring in a new student, but I'm still thinking with that old brain. So I just realized that's the moment to tell somebody else, you know what? Let me be honest with you. I begged the person that took over. Just like, please come and take over. I'm no more fit to occupy the position. But no, they'll be like, oh, nobody wants to do it. Did you make the environment conducive for other people to want to do it? How did you handle the finance the past few years? The person will enter the first 2 years of the first year of the person being in charge of the organization. They have to run through the finance. They have to clear up everything. The finances are so messed up. They can't even account for all those money. That's why some of them stay that long inside.
No.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
I don't know. I think we had probably it's
still hot. I know. Leave it. When it's cold, we'll discuss it here.
I want to talk about because
when it's cold, we'll come and pour it out to you guys.
That it's still hot. Yes, when it's cold, we'll discuss it. Yeah, because it is crazy what the organizations do, especially the Nigerian organization. I'm not going to talk about other organizations because I don't know if the flyer is where you guys are. There is this, I don't know if they're from Congo or something, that they have like this cultural group of young Black people who they move around Germany to go for shows and stuff. It's an organization. It's an organization. And then they put in this group of young people. If we have this,
I know what you mean. Continue.
Atilov, yeah? From your organization, for example, and then they register
to come and perform.
Guess what?
And they'll make money.
Them in that theater in Köln.
And there are a lot of Africans who wants to do that.
Yes.
Don't forget, that's a very important part.
Yeah. But not only, it's not about making money. It's about promoting your culture, your country, your identity. If they make money from there, they could say, for example, they want to go back home and do something. At the same
but I
time,
can come with a counter argument. What if the person asks you now? They could also
do something for
promoting
themselves
my
here.
culture. Yeah, let me play the devil's advocate here, okay? Promoting my culture. My culture, why they promote? It go feed me. Am I going to be able to eat from it? And if you think about it in the other direction, Princess, they are right. Promoting their culture, cover it up. Let me see. I'm listening also. No, promoting your culture. I'm just trying to also cover that ground of like, as you are promoting your culture, you should be able to feed from it. And the problem is that they don't calculate all those things. The organization you said now, they're encouraging these young Africans from Congo to go around and perform their traditional dance. Those guys, if you check it most of the time, they are training new people. New people are getting that knowledge, okay? They are making money from it. Some part of the money goes to the organization. Those guys also have some to keep for themselves. There's a form of motivation there. They are promoting their culture. They're able to feed. It works also with their own time. If you go very deep into it, you notice like it's mostly in summer. They'll send them around. They will raise the money. Some goes to the organization. Some goes to them. It's just like you have your stable job, but you are doing it. You're doing a volunteer job for your community on the side. Exactly.
Empowerment. That's the end of it. Empowerment. Like when you tell me that is it going to give you money? Hey, look, I was the provost in my department in Nigeria, in my university, and I think they used to pay 1,000 something at that time. Well, do you think I got that money? Okay, I got the money for like 2 months or so, but do you think the rest I got the money? It's just like the organizations here. Why do people do not believe in the organizations? Is that when they are the president or whatever, I think, and do you know the funniest part? When they bring in a secretary. I have a friend of mine who is a secretary, who was a treasurer, then a secretary. And she said every month they always send her, the form to fill that she receives a certain amount of money every month. Yeah, but they don't give it to her. So since this year, she has refused to sign that formula. So imagine if they do it to her, or they've been doing it to her. Now guess how many people are in a position in that organization that they collect money from their staff, that is moving, or they collect money from the members, and then they write to the members and say, oh, we pay Princess, we pay Felix because they are secretary, because they did this and this. But that's not true. They don't receive the money.
And even the person, you can't even explain to the person. Okay, let's say the person is ready to like, okay, in some cases, I'll be honest with you, some organization, even your organization, they run it that way, okay? What was your agreement with the person? Okay? Let me give you a very good example now. There is a money that was received, but this person wants to do the job for free, okay? So that money, that person's salary goes as donation to the organization. You understand what I'm trying to say now? It can also be done that way. So that means, but do you know the funny thing? She's not even told where the money will go to. They won't even explain to her. And she never even agreed to do it as a volunteer job. Okay, exactly. So that means somebody is just busy. Still, oh my God. No. And we are asking ourselves how we are going to grow.
Yeah. That's the organization.
One thing I know is that if the community is not growing, you will not grow.
It's personal. When people start keeping their sticks, their kings, as elderly people, their sticks, their caps, and the numbers at home and come out as because they will not do it to Germans. To Germans, they are the same age. To Germans, everybody is the same, but they would turn like the next second they will look at an African and be like,
you know the funny
that's
thing?
an insult to your what, uncle?
You should be
I want to your what? In short, right now, I'm even pissed. To your what? No. What do you want to tell me? To your gene? They're trying to tell you that, sir, uncle, what you're leaving for your children and for the younger people behind is rubbish. And you're busy shouting Buhari is disturbing you. But meanwhile, you are disturbing the lives of a lot of people. People do not understand what is happening here. That the Buhari,
you're government to somebody.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the government," and you're forgetting that you're the government. Please, what's the definition? What's the definition of government? For the people, by the people. Guy. So you will be the people today. Actually, you enter the government house. You've forgotten that you were the people yesterday, and you will still do that same thing you were complaining that the government was doing to you when you. Oh my goodness, these guys, everybody keep shouting, "Government, government, government." Government is nobody. Government is you. You are the government.
No, Princess, no, don't go there. I told you when it's cold, we'll come and discuss it here. We have that discussion definitely here when it's very cold. But you notice all these issues we've discussed about like African organizations here, and you notice like you've been here for some years. If not, you've been here more than 10 years, and you noticed exactly. You called a very nice number. I normally tell them that that's a wonderful number. I will tell them you are calling digits. You know what I'm trying to say? You make the digit you called. I'm enjoying that digit. What? You have been here for so long. Thank God for your life. Okay? I'm the one heading this group. What have you done with that group? You have been heading it for some while. What new ideas? Because it's not just about you. You can make it. Maybe they made you the president because you are doing well, or because you have a very good job, or because you have a very good business that is working for you, and they are calling you, "Oh, come and lead us," and you're like, "Oh, I'm not the one that went in there that told them to make me a president. They just chose me." That's why they called you. Okay, that's good. But if the community is not growing, you will not grow. You are just one person, whether you like it or not. You will just be that one person. And that's something I noticed we have not yet understood. At the end of the day, you are just one person. If that community is not growing, if you're not, you have been blessed, okay? It's a lot of responsibilities.
I don't think, even though we're talking about organization, I don't think it only stops in organization. It stops also as us as people. Like, for example, I'm in a workplace. I can remember you did the same to me. You said, "Hey, Princess, we have a free chance here. You can come down." Do you know how many thousands of our people that will not do that? Like, they'll be like, they will take pride in telling you, "Oh, I'm the only black person here," and you're like,
and you're happy about it.
You're the only black person. You take pride in that. If a Chokai person is in a position, that company will be flooded.
Russia
it will
too.
be flooded. Or Indian person gets a position in a company. You
they
can
will enter
about
there
it
now.
That today, that tomorrow, next tomorrow, all of them are abago. And yes, and someone is telling me I'm the only black person in my company. Guy, what does that have to do with me? If I have an opening, it's better for me to give it to my group or to friends and say, "Hey, there is an opening here." It's only when I looked at, okay, that field,
but you have qualified
is not the
friends
field where my friends are. Yes, then I will leave it open, of course. But if it's a field, if it's a field where my friends are in, of course. If a Nigerian friend did this to me, like we were working in a company before, and then she left, was working in another company, and she was like, "Princess,
yeah, you told me about it. Yeah?
Not only here, but here. I told you about it, right? And I just started applying, and just because she did that, made me get better. If she didn't do, if she was like, "Let me be the only person in this field, make I be the only person waiting for this field they enjoy," it wouldn't have. That's why I said in the other time that God blesses you so that other people can be blessed. It's not personal. Stop taking things personal. It can only be personal when I see you on the road and I'm say,
insulting you.
"Oh boy, come here," and you are 55 or you're 95 years old. Yeah, that is disrespect. Yeah. But not when it comes to things that are going to better not only me, you, but other people, or try to move an organization forward. Like, it's not all about coming to come and eat rice and eba or fufu. It's about a whole lot of things. Learning, empowering. Okay, you also mentioned before about group visits. I don't think. See, I think we're talking about, but this time around, it's not about. I think we're going to talk about a topic where the money we are earning, where is it going to? I think we're going to talk about that, like this black taxes. Where is it going to? Why is it that a German that is earning even lesser than I am has money to go on holidays in Egypt? In Egypt, and me, I'm here, mana akwaka. You know. Sorry, guys, I don't understand Igbo. I think people should go and learn Igbo because this is the gem. Ana akwaka, like at the end of the month, I'll be thinking, Princess, where's your money go to? Ewo. Ordinary castle, I cannot go. Because my friend explained what black taxes meant. CJ, hi. He explained what black. He was like, look, because when you
see that, ask yourself, where did your money go to?
Then you now start wondering, like, where? And then, yeah. So if for example, organization says, hey, it's summer, let's have a group visit. Do you know?
She had that issue. Continue.
When I came to Germany, right? I told you my aunt, she was German, so to speak. Yeah. But then in the village where I was, I would say in that village, we used to go on day trips a lot. Like when it was summer, or even winter, we went on day trips where that organization would hire a bus. They would tell us, of course, months before, we would come at the bus station with our backpack, everything dressed really nice or so.
Yeah.
Just a day trip. And then we'll get on the bus, we'll go to Villingen, we'll go to different places where we went to. And I realized that most of my holidays were because I was with them. And I was with the Germans. I was with the Germans, with the older people. They were so nice. Like we would get drunk on these trips. Like
I know what
these
you mean,
guys always went out to have fun.
Yeah.
You see all this luxurious bus on the streets, right? Or on your town. They're all filled up with old people. And if you know where they are coming
from, was organized
very far places.
Which was organized,
but they come on this one-day trip.
By their organization.
Go and come back that same day.
Was
organized by their organization.
Remember what I said at the beginning. I still maintain it. I'm like, it don't take everybody. People with like minds. People who are ready to go on that journey with you. Because I think the mistakes we normally make is that when we come here, it's a Nigerian organization. Everybody.
Do you know how many times I've tried to say, guys, in this?
That means
let us go to Spain.
Princess, the person is building a house in Nigeria. That he will be
they'll be like, oh yeah, and
okay. I'm telling you, the person is building a house in Nigeria, and that house will be visited once every year. Let's just conclude here. Let's conclude with some positive thoughts, okay? If you have good ideas, try to create an organization. Try to get people with like minds. I didn't say everybody. All the Nigerians must not be in your organization, but all the Nigerians can profit from your organization. Register your organization. Don't make the same mistakes that you saw these people make. Don't fall into that trap. Let's come together. Let's build something together. For those people who are still heading all this organization that has been here for the past how many years, auntie, uncle, daddy, mommy, step down. Your idea is wonderful, but it's time to go. Some of you are busy complaining about Tinubu now. You are the Tinubu in that organization. It's time to go. Step down. Bring some fresh brain inside. Some people with new ideas. It's not the person must not be young, but somebody with new ideas. Try to create something that will last for more than after you are gone. All of us will go one day. Your children are going to grow up here. What are you going to leave behind for them? They don't know how to speak your language. They don't know anything about your culture. They just know that you normally take them to that place so that once every year, people will dance and eat good and go home. And you're preparing for how they will carry your cups back home. Let me not get into there, but please, that's my own advice. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to say about it. Please, the organizations, if you have new ideas, create a new one. make it work out. If you're already in the old ones, please make it work. Try to renew those organizations. That's all from me. Princess, you can conclude.
Yeah, well, I mean, you said everything. You said everything. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Let's leave it there.
Just
these guys.
Nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. We just hope that anybody hearing us in an organization, or that is running one, or that was in one, or that is still in one,
nobody's insulting you. That's why I called you Daddy. You remember I called you Mommy too.
Don't think this is personal. At this point, yeah. Oh yes, I think I think we, before we run out, I just wanted to say, there was something you said before we started. You said about taking the kids out to go and learn their language, to have group visits, to also invite musicians or writers or artists
promoting
or actors,
your culture,
people that are, that have things to say, not yes, exactly, and then they just make it all better. So hopefully,
these are all promoting your culture.
Like this can help. I mean, these are the positive things that you can leave behind that can help. And we hope that we have a better Nigerian communities in Germany. And this is our own way of giving back, of informing people. If you're coming from Nigeria to Germany, or you're already in Germany and you still don't know things, because most of us do not know things. And I think that was one of the reasons why we decided to do this, because we wanted to inform people, and we keep learning. So that we can be able to inform people not to go through the mistake that you are already making or you're about to make. So thank you very much for listening to our podcast today. Please do not forget to subscribe. Please do that. We want to grow, and we know that this information is going to help other people out there. We just try to subscribe, put the notification button, and leave your comments below on what you feel, if you've had any experience with Nigerian organizations, what it is that they've done for you positively, and what it is that they've done negatively. How you think that they can get more better. So thank you very much, and till our next video. Bye-bye. Now me go buy you drum. When I go talk, you go say one man no go say one. Tomorrow now, you go say